we're going to continue our Dynamax adventures. And boy from Belgium's here. He heard Chinese and then he popped up like that. How is everybody doing? Who wants to go and shiny hunt in the DAs today? Now, on the slight side note of things, I did decide I wanted to try and do a few more sort of community um, events in the Discord. Morning, Keith. Welcome in. I missed the end of your stream last night. I sort of blinked and it was gone. It's like there was some stuff going on, wasn't there? And I was getting angry at Burmy. But if you do want to join a Blacephalon raid, we are going to do one, at least with me and Boy from Belgium. Yeah, so I decided I would set up some like a little bit of community shiny hunting games, nothing overly serious, with the idea to start in March, no, May even, I'm going backwards in time. One of them is sort of a Mew suggestion where we catch a Pokemon and the last letter is the next target. So if we got Blacephalon, the next Pokemon would be something beginning with N. I did see that you got some of your genies in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Another one of my ideas would be like a Who's That Pokemon game, where somebody would pick a Pokemon. Not necessarily, it wouldn't be the same person. So my one would be sort of like, I would pick Blacephalon, say for example. I'm going to ban legendaries in it, and you have to then catch something and ask a question about who my Pokemon is. So that's kind of what we're looking to try and do. And the final one is going to be called Hangmon. I would love it if more than one person would like to host with me, but I will give a prompt. So the prompt could be a city, town in a Pokemon game that has a Pokemon gym. And you would do like a Hangman type of game where you'd show the letters, and every shiny redeem, the first letter reveals the answers. The big thing about it is if I have more than one host, I could do 3, player 2 could do 3, and player 3 could do 3, but we could pick the same answers, but we could also reveal letters from our own to try and get the answers. So that is 3 little ideas I've come up with. So that was my ideas. They're up there if you want to read some of the rules and get a bit more wording around it. They're there for people to join. I'm hoping people can have fun with them. We've seen like we had an unnecessarily amount of drama, I think, with some of our other competitions yesterday. So I want to try and do something where it's relaxed, casual, and we can just take our time. Like you could do nothing for a month and then come in and do something if you want. I don't want it to feel like there's any pressure to do too much. So that's kind of my mad theory. We'll just do the 2-player. We know what we're going for on our Blacephalon runs, don't we? Let's be honest. We said that... I guess this will do. Number one. I forgot to show off my shiny teapot I got yesterday as well. I still haven't figured out how to see which one it was. I know it was them. I don't think... as I sort of said, sometimes some people look for more than they need to in there. I'm thinking left is best. Yeah, left is best. That was a bit of my worry when I first put the invite out to you. I had seen the hunt and seek drama in the previous attempted one. It's partially to do with how it's hosted. I think we're going to probably go in the Adlands, so I'll finish that in a second. We're from Belgium. Should one of us take this, or do we want to see if the ice cream man wants it first? Because I think the ice cream man is the biggest problem. Otherwise, we have an almost dream team for this. I know my rock move ain't great, but yeah, do you want it? That's the question. The Tornadus is one that's going to be fun. I will try to get into it eventually. Problem is I can't see who wants to take it. Wouldn't it be best if you... Are you going for that water move? Is that your play? I guess I would rather take this than have the Plasimian. Okay, so you're back. Welcome back from the Adlands. Yeah, as I was saying, like, there was some drama about something that happened in the hunt and seek last time, and I haven't really said it in there because I can't be bothered to get into an argument. But when Shiny Witch hosts it, it's really relaxing. She will tag you in everything that happens. So which is why I asked, can I be tagged? And whenever something happens to me. So like when you got your first elimination, I don't think you were tagged. And by the time you may have got up to look at it, you might have missed that you had lost a life. That's where it was a bit... I get frustrated with it. But they also have like the 3-day redeem rule, and if there's a day left, she used to tag you to say you've got 1 day left. But when Flob did it, he didn't tag anyone, so someone got a bit upset that they weren't reminded, and then there was a massive rant, and he actually left the Discord, but did come back, the other guy. They sort of... But he's somebody who... I think it's a bit unfair that they got involved when that was the first... They only sort of got involved to try and calm the situation rather than solve it. I feel like the electric one's quite good. I get it. It's one of them where it's difficult to put everything and get the tone of the conversation as well. When you're doing it, like, I looked at it and I thought Mew was like... Mew put it in first, and I thought it was like, I could have picked it. Just like because she wanted to go for it, and it was more of a joke, and I think it just sort of escalated without really understanding it. Then I saw Onesie actually put what he wanted to word it as, and then I understood it a bit more. I believe Onesie actually put it as in it was a grass type with an alternative form, and that would have been perfect. We would have all understood that. But that's why it's nice to have the discussions at the start, and that's why it's a bit frustrating. But the thing is, we won, we did it. I didn't even do this one. That was my wild card. I was too lazy to do that one. But as I say, he's someone who can have arguments to have arguments, and it can get a bit intimidating. But I also think part of it is a little bit my fault, because a lot of the people who have joined have come from people I've known, and I think deep down they prefer it as people who join have watched their stream, and that's the other side of it. Like, I brought in Casper, ironically, and you and Mew, and Connor came and joined as well, and did something wrong, and because they haven't come in and had the rules explained on a stream, which is how I did, I think they sometimes feel like, who are these people, where have they come from? But then they had a big hiatus again, and it's just unnecessary. I just feel like Tina's fine. Like, whenever you talk to Tina on stream, no problems. I went in hers a couple of weeks ago and was just chatting about bingo stuff and other things and laughing away. So it's sort of like that. I think most of us are just going to say, whatever, we won. We're going to walk away and do the next one. Yeah, we'll still try and do that shiny race one. Don't worry, that is still a plan in the works. But I don't know if you saw Boy from Belgium. I sort of set up those little games just to play on the side. So I was hoping that somebody else would like to do a co-host on the Hangmon. Just because then it'll be like you catch something and you try and solve the riddles. You can't just flat out guess. If you see, like, if for example we're doing yellow is the answer, and the prompt is colours, and you see ELLOW, you can't just say yellow. You have to catch a Pokemon beginning with Y. That's like one thing I would like to put into it. Oh, the Vanillish is being helpful. That's something I think could be fun. I am open to other sort of casually ideas. I don't really worry too much about everything else. Like, part of me just wants to go bug because it's probably actually bug's good. Okay. Yeah, that's why I was very skeptical about when I tried to invite you in, because when I've watched your streams, everything's been relaxed, and I try to just I do my thing and I walk out after the bingo. I do like you've seen, like you probably saw when I was trying to get Heatran as a frog. The banter was quite fun. The food one was quite fun, but some people don't have, like, we've even discussed it in your stream, like what could we put in, and it's been a bit of a joke and a bit of a laugh. But I'm very open. If we did a bingo on mine, it would be, if you can give me a good argument why that one counts, I'm gonna let you have it. If you turn around and say it's mine, I'm having it, that's the end of the discussion. It's like, that's not going to work. But if you come up and go, I think Heatran looks like a frog, and okay, I'm going to accept that because you've actually put the point forward instead of going, it looks a bit like a frog. Or go out your way and get PM7 to give you the guarantee that it's a frog or something. I'll take that as a little bit of laugh. It's okay. Like, when it's all like just for, well done, you've collected these targets, give yourself a little bit of praise. I don't think it needs to be strict. If there was money or proper material goods for completing it, I could understand being very strict. But if you're just gonna have, I think the best way to put it is they should be your interpretation of the slogans. And that's like the only one I personally would need somebody on my side to help out a lot is the color ones, because I'm colorblind, so I don't really ever. I always struggle on the colored ones. I always have to discuss it with them and ask more. But then I could use the chart, but we know the Pokemon color chart is completely wrong. But as we said, if it's for just I did it, I came up with 20 funny ideas, or good ideas, whatever you want to word it as. If you're trying to claim Bulbasaur as a fire type, then you're wrong. But that's fine. But anything else, I think, is just whoever can come up with a fun little argument, and that should be, well, not even an argument, one little point, that should count. And that's, yeah, because you tried to do Carnivine, I think, and got told no. And to me, Carnivine and Petalil were exactly the same colour. I'm not gonna lie. To me, they look the same colour. And I got Pedalo when you didn't get Carnivine. That's the type of colourblind I am. So that's why I tend not to push for colours whenever I do competitions. But I've never really done anything like, as I say, my server's pretty new. But I also don't understand why Eevee couldn't count as a grass form, because it could become a grass form. That was one I don't get. Like, to me, Eevee should count in that one. So I don't know what Leafeon is, but it's definitely a form of an evolution. That's how I look at it. It's definitely. You have to also remember, I only sort of joined that group over New Year's, and it's been a proper, outside of any stuff that's gone on with the competitions, their life has been a proper drama. Not bad, some great excellent news, some tragic news, and I think that it's still sort of anything sort of triggers the two of them like the wrong way, so it can be a little bit difficult that way as well. And that's the other side that's a bit like, I always feel like you're sort of stepping on tiptoes. It's difficult though, because like, it's very hard to find like a friendly, big interactive Pokemon community. Like, I did do one. Well, I will say I joined in. I believe when I found his stream, he hadn't done anything for nearly 6 months, and then I just joined and got on with it. And so, good luck with the shiny. So there's that. Like, but like when I first joined, it was all like big, happy, expecting new career, and then obviously everything's happened and it's been really bad, and sort of taking a step back. Other people have been moving, just life stuff, not anything as dramatic or tragic. So everything really slowed down. So it's been a bit difficult, really. But let's see. No, no, and of course not. Because I don't know what happened, but I do believe they were in another Discord that may have had some drama in the past. But as I say, it's very, very difficult to find like a close-knit community of Pokemon people. Like, there's people that will watch a bit, but they don't do the next stage. And like, I've joined quite a lot of Discords, and there's not much. It's sort of like, this is what I got, well done. This is what I'm doing, well done. I want to be really like doing a lot of interactivity with other people, doing like I watching you and Felicia's Soul Link. That's what I want to do. Something like that. A good old Soul Link. I've only ever done one. I would love to do a proper one, where I could do it my time, because I have the same problem you have. I did it with somebody American time, so it was very awkward. You have very limited time you could do it with. Let's just get Pheromosa going this time. We'll bounce between the two again. That was fun last time. I joined like the Forever Lock Discord. Such an interesting idea for a Nuzlocke, and I spent over a year getting along with that, enjoying them. But it sort of got to a stage where you're just doing the game to not really, just to say, you spend like 20 hours playing a Nuzlocke, and all you're getting is, well done, you finished it, and with this random team. Yeah, as I said, we did one, and it was I did a 3-way Soul Link on Scarlet and Violet. I had one person in England and one person in America, but I don't have any of the equipment to do proper randomizers, which is something that's always put me off as well. I want a randomizer, and I can't deal with the game that you play anymore. I can't deal with any game that involves grinding. I'm so lazy. Now I've played too many XP all once. But I've put out there that I'm looking to maybe do a stream with shiny hunting races. So we might do something. It doesn't have to mean that you have to be streaming at the time, but we'll do like a 3-hour window and it'll be the most shinies you could get in that time. But we do like half an hour on the field lands and then go through all the different areas. So that was something I'd come up with. Again, it could be something that if I say I'm going to stream it from 12 o'clock and you can stream your end, I'm pretty confident you will want to join in, and a couple of others would. And the idea would be just to have some fun. Like, I've been trying to watch I found like an American person that does like roulette games every weekend, but they're quite late for my time to do anything. So that's what I want to do. Like, I even made a little suggestion of DA races to see how many shinies we could get between everyone. Just because it's good against ground. But that's what I want to try and do going forward. A couple of these. So it might be a bit of shiny hunting here and there, but it's one of those, you know what it's like. You always want to do something more with what you're doing, but you also want to keep some stuff to be your own. Because as I will always say, I do not like shiny hunting when I have to do it on my own. I get very bored. And that's the main reason why I want to find more people to just do other things with. And even with this, like, as I say, like, everybody in the chat could be joining in and doing these as well. And all it'll be is, look what I caught, share, share, share. It could be boy from Belgium gets 6, ironically gets 4, I get 0, you know, and then the next map could be the other way around, which is what is kind of fun. The other side of this, with these DAs, now that ironically is here, do we want to do some random Zygarde path hunting? Just out of interest. I am thinking potentially me take this. I'm looking at getting the Xatu at the end. I'm sure the rest don't mind. I'm sure you would steal 40. And that's kind of where I'm sort of at now. Like, it is something that makes, like, because I said before, even I think I've even said it to you when you stream, I did try to do what you were doing when they first released the mass outbreaks, and I got sick of it. Because after a while it's the same thing, and when you're just playing it on your own, this is not streaming, it's just on your own, it is so like repetitive, and that's why I really can get burnt out on PLA. The same with Scarlet and Violet, but if you're doing something that's a bit of a challenge, a bit of a laugh, you don't really notice. Because like both my previous challenges, the 31 hours in PLA, by hour 20 I was tired. The sandwich challenge, I almost gave up at 50. Excellent, Dragon. That's what we want to see. Like, and I've mentioned a few things in the Discord. Like, my sort of dream situation to it would be to maybe make it like a Saturday or Sunday, but and then do other streams during the week. Because sometimes I go out Saturdays anyway. So Saturday's not my best day. And the more people you do it, like, you can all sort of have a different winner each week as well. Like, so basically the challenge will be to stop Mew using their perfect dexes to win everything. I'm still working on mine. Burmy hunting is helping. Dragon, do you want to take this? Because you've got less health. Or should I? Okay, I will then probably keep Poliwrath for a bit longer. What have we got? We've got a fairy type or a gamble. The fairy type should be fun. Yes. And the computer won't gamble. But that's what I thought I found a bit more with the trainer lounge, because it was like we're restarting, everything's coming back, and sort of I can't be bothered to deal with drama myself. I know it wasn't big drama, but I just can't be bothered anymore. I just want to go and relax and play stuff. I don't even think this is a good item. It's all I had. I just want to relax, enjoy my games, and have a little bit of fun competition rather than anything else. Yeah, the Munchlax could be helpful for the last Pokemon, I think. I'm probably going to just dig because it doesn't need to be much. Well, hopefully we can get some of these going. Like, I think Hangmon might work. I decided to call it Hangmon, just like a play on Pokemon rather than Hangman. But I think if we can get a couple more people, even if it's just people selecting, just catching the Pokemon, like, it'll be quite fun. Like, even like Boy from Belgium, you can take part if I give out the prompt to you. The more people that want to host, the less I will ask you to submit, if that makes sense. So if it's the 3 of us, I might just say do 3 each. But if there's 5 people, I'll just say do 2 each, and then we can see how well we do. Like, as I said, like, one of the props could be, and the one I'm probably going to go with is a town or city that has a gym in. That's pretty much, that's the idea. A town or city that has a gym in, and with that as the prompt, you will just submit. I will open up the clue channel to you, and you will basically just put the dashes and how many letters they are for each one, like 1 and 2. That's all you'll need to do at the start, and then I will do some as well. Like, whatever you do, do not tell me the answers or what you want to put in. All I need to know, if you don't feel confident about filling in the gaps, is how many letters it needs to be. That's all I will ask. Like, if you tell me the answers, I can't play along, and I would like to play along with Hangmon. Even if it means I come last and I lose. I want to try not to be too restrictive on the first round, but that could be something for the second one. I just want to get people involved first, if that makes sense. Like, the last thing I want to do is make it too complicated. Well, thank you for coming in, and hopefully you will enjoy, and thank you for the shiny luck. And soon we can see this bingo video. One day, if things get too much, we may start a bingo on mine, but at the moment I don't want to. I'm thinking Xatu might be good here, just because of, like, Simple Beam. So what you'll do is probably tell the viewers the amount of letters and if there's a space out. So I would probably get the yeah, your Munchlax. If you take this, that is fine. Yep, definitely would go with this one. So as I say, you boys from Belgium, you're more than welcome to like have them up there. Like the idea will be simple. Like you know what your letters are. I used like the example of yellow, green, and purple are the three submitted. And if you went and submitted an Eevee shiny, every E would be uncovered on all three clues, so you would reveal letters for each player, even if one is yours. Yes, colours would be very easy to work out, so that's why I didn't want to do colours, but it was an example because it's simple. But you could only submit one a day, so it can go on for a while. And it's whoever can finish off someone else's gets points as such, and that's a bit of what it's going to be like. When it comes to the last letter, like I have put like a little asterisk, so if somebody submitted Munchlax, Xatu is the only non-legendary beginning with X, I believe. So Xatu would be the only thing we could go for, but if someone then submitted Snorlax, we would then go to the second from last letter, just because we want to keep it rolling. The idea is to try and make it as almost endless as possible, if that makes sense, rather than it be like we're stuck trying to get a Xurkitree, and then if there's another, like something else ends in X and there's another X Pokemon, are we going to really want to do two legendaries? It's just not fun. The idea is it's just got to be fun and relaxing. But that's kind of what we want to work towards. I feel like there is enough there just to get people intrigued. And once people are intrigued, they might come back. Hello, Morland. Welcome in. Now, I don't know who else is here. Is ironically still here. Nope, he's run away. Are you interested in some Ultra Beasts? Or maybe some random ones to find the Dream Zygarde path? It's escaped. Blacephalon only. But we can do Blacephalon with the four of us. Yeah, so if you take this dragon, yeah, if you still take it, doesn't matter if the computer wants it. They've got Hurricane. So we have two flying moves and a fairy move. So we should be good. So for cautionary reasons, can you, unless you're Dynamaxing this turn, can you use Simple Beam first, please? Oh, and so if you, we'll make sure we know where spaces are, yeah. But like if we were to do like the cities, like I'll use Pallet Town. You'll submit just Pallet as your answer, not the town bit. You don't need to worry. That's kind of what I would do. Like if we did locations, we will say where spaces are. Like you won't need to get the space as such. Like, but if if somebody caught a Pokemon beginning with O, you would have to reveal the O in Mount and the 2 O's in Cornet, not just one. It would be all 3. Because otherwise somebody will think, like, the idea is to get all the letters done and see who can get them done quickest. Fair enough. Well, it doesn't matter too much. It usually does, but we used it on Zekrom before with Robin. But we won, so good luck with the shinies, and then we can run a 4-player Blacephalon. Unless one of us gets the shiny, then we will have to swap. That is only fair. It won't matter too much on this one because we won't be doing Veramosa. Yeah, if we get to a stage where there's a lot of people playing, I would say you only need to reveal 1. But just to start it off, I don't know if there'll be a lot of people joining. So, for example, it might just be Dragon, ironically, Keith, Mew, Boy from Belgium, me. There's 6 of us. Maybe Casper. But if we're only ones playing, we're not going to get too much done if we only do 1 letter if there's multiples. And not an address. That was my thinking for the way I was planning it. But if we end up with like 12, 13 people, if you get a double letter in your word, we could just say you only have to reveal 1. And it's up to the other people. But then, for example, me and you could both pick the same one, which is quite fun, because the idea is to go completely blind into it. But it's so all sides can play. So Blacephalon is up. As for the Who's That Pokemon one, I think that one could work. So there was something like Mew mentioned to me. And the idea was I pick a Pokemon. So say I pick, like, you won't know it, but say I picked Pikachu as my Pokemon. When we start the game, you could go and catch a shiny Emolga and say, is it an electric type? And I would have to say yes or no. Right, not the best. I'll take this because it's good for healing. Well, Malamar might work with some Night Slash. The rest aren't good. Not great all around there. And Persimmon does have a rock move at least. But the idea would be to try and figure out which Pokemon I've selected by yes or no answers. So it could take a couple of days. It could go for nothing. Miltank won't hit it hard enough. That's the problem. I know it's got Scrappy, but it's got a fairy move which it resists and a normal move which is not accurate at all. So we probably want to go left, get the dark type and the poison type for now. We'll go through the steel type. It's not ideal, but we might see more people want to get involved after we've seen a few other people play as well. So that is something that's kind of funky with the idea. We were looking at the idea of doing our random Zygarde hearth because we've got the 4 people. It fits in perfectly for how we need to do it. Let's just make sure we stay healthy. You know what? No, we're going to do this. That was going to be sort of one of our plans, was to do that when we can only ever do it when we have the 4. Boy from Belgium hosted, and we just do the randoms and see where we end up. If we find the Dream Ice run, we'll go and do Zygarde, but if we don't, we won't. That's kind of a bit of the concept behind what we do. Like, and between us, we don't have that many legendaries, so nobody will be completely frustrated with what we find at the end, unless it's like Mesprit and Boy from Belgium will walk out. I went for this thinking I could get something other than just paralyze. But never mind. Nobody even got hurt then, did they? I want to keep this for at least the next Pokemon. I would also be relatively good against the ground type. So I would imagine it should be the Duraludon to swap here, if possible. Because then this will be very strong against the dark type, because I believe it has body press. And then you can then take the dark type if... Yeah, I think we'll probably keep the Persimmon and... What is the other thing on the board? I forgot. Probably keep Persimmon till the end because of the rock move. And Malmar for the dark move. So if you take this dragon... You'll be strong against the next thing, even if you just use Metal Sound against it. It will be helpful for me. I've got a bug move. It can take one hit, then you take the dark type, and then I'll probably take the last one, which I think was going to be Nidoking. Yeah, so I can take the Nidoking for the ground move. And that should be a perfect team. So Moorland, if you do want to try for the Zygarde path, that's what we can do. Do you fancy that, or do you want to stick to Blacephalon? Guess we'll just take this for now. Yeah, I don't want to do it if not everyone is happy to. That's the only thing. Yeah, I'm happy to, but I don't want to make someone do it if they don't fancy it. That's more what I'm saying. And if we do, then we can run the Zygarde path with the four of us for a couple of goes. Okay, so that will be the next one. Dragon takes the light part. I believe you and Moorland are going to have to stick till the end. Reluctantly. That's the best we can really do. My theory is that yeah, that's what I thought. And the Malamar has a dark move. That's the best we could do. Like, I could swap. I could let you swap later, but I don't really think we're going to get any benefit from it. And I just Rage Power and take the hit, but then it will get the boost, which will probably make it wipeable for us. But we are going to go for the Nidoking, so the Malamar will be good against the Nidoking. Fair enough. Did you manage to do much more joining other people doing DH yesterday, or was it a big family day? And did you have a good time? Because I know you said you had some family stuff to do, but you weren't sure how long you were going to spend with the family. I didn't do any more DAs. I just beat up Burmese. So in the last 3 days, I've gone from 300 encounters to 700 Burmese encounters, and no shiny. This also has Screech, which is very helpful. So, if you can use Screech Dragon on the Nidoking, that would be perfect. I believe Malamar has a physical move. I'm going to start healing people this round, especially Persimmon, because we know I'm taking this, so my health level is not as important. But it's been a long time since I've had a shiny legendary. Were you on the... Also, boy from Belgium, were you here when I got my shiny teapot yesterday? Or was that after you left? It might have been my very last one. I can't remember. No, it wasn't the last one, because we did some more afterwards. Very nice. This on you. Yeah, as I said, I just did Burmy hunting and it was driving me crazy. It was driving me crazy. I even got an alpha Stantler as well. So I've had 3 shiny alphas while hunting for a Burmy. It's just madness. This little tree bug thing monstrosity. Oh, that wasn't a good thing. What did it use on you that was so strong? That's my question. I didn't really pay that much attention. I was too busy checking other things. I didn't think it had a fighting move, and I thought you would have survived any sort of one-off punch. I'm going to have to keep reviving player 2. The Malamar is more important, I think. What's this lower special attack? Oh. I know this is not the best move, but I'd rather the Malamar Dynamax in the final, if it can. But we'll see. We're a long way away from that. Let's see how this goes. I'm not sure it's the best idea, but it is an idea. So, yeah. As we say, I'm not the best with my ideas. I just have a wacky one that might work. So, let's see. The other side, I'm actually going to get a brand new desk for the streaming, because the one I got, I sort of took from, it wasn't taken from work, it was being thrown out at work, so I took it home about 5 to 10 years ago, and well, it's a bit beaten up now. So I need to find a replacement one, so I've had to get a new one. I would like to think we finish it off this turn. It's going to help Simeon with a big hit. Oh no, because you've got an item, so that's not going to do any damage. Yeah, it wasn't really used for the first while, shall we say. It literally just sat in the corner with a printer on. But after stuff happened and I didn't no longer work there, it turned into like my desk for my writing. But it's sort of very wobbly at the moment. I don't think it's dangerously wobbly, it just wobbles. Oof, 2 lives down. Never mind. But otherwise, so we sort of decided, I decided I need to just get something a bit sturdier. It's a little bit deeper, but same size, so I can still fit both the laptops on and the Switch. So hopefully we can have a more less wobbly experience, shall we say. But as I said, it was literally being thrown in the skip, and I was like, well, I'll take it. It works for what I need it to do. Why is this being such a difficult thing to beat? Like, surely we should be able to hit this hard by now. No? Don't you have, like, other moves on the Persimmon that, like, hits harder? Or not? I thought for sure you would. Or am I mistaken? Oh, don't knock me out again. How is it this fast as well? Like, when did Nidoking become fast? I don't understand what's happened in this battle. Like, we should have walked this one. Like, we've weakened its defense so much and we're not using, like, very much. Isn't Brick Break, like, good though? Or not effective? Because acrobatics is useless with your item, isn't it? And we wouldn't have been able to take that in. We wouldn't have been able to take the Lairon into this. I thought Brick Break would have been good enough to win. That's what I thought. Or even like Night Slash might have done a bit more if it was physical. But we'll just have to go... I'm not even sure whose Dynamax it is now. We just have to swing away, straight away, on this one then. I think if we get the big hits in, hopefully the Dynamax is on one of the dark types, and that can weaken its special defense. If not, we'll have to work around it. Who has the Dynamax? I think it's... No, just Dynamax. Get Max Darkness off as fast as you can if it's DA. You're the fastest of our team, I believe, as well. Because then you also lower the special defense and we can hit that way. So I think we should be able to win in one. Okay, you use Assurance then. I thought you were Dynamaxing. Win. I don't know how helpful Screech would be. Because I don't know what moves everyone's got now. Usually it shows me whose Dynamax turn it is. So don't worry, it's easy enough to beat this thing. See, this was easier to beat than the Pokemon en route. But GG and good luck with the shinies. Do you need to swap games, boy from Belgium, or are you on your Zygarde save at the moment? So as we said, the Ultra Beasts are pretty easy to beat if you've got the special. Super effective. You just smash them. Send them to the afterlife. And then we move on. Yeah, so boy from Belgium, are you on the right save for your Zygarde? Or do you need to just swap them over? I don't mind, whichever way. Let's check my potential shinies. Nope. No. Nothing for me. Let's save Blacephalon. You can set up to put this in, but don't press yes until boy from Belgium says yes. Okay. And we can have a bit of fun of working out what the final boss will be. Which was fun the other day when we were doing these. I know there was a few where people got things they already had, but it was also quite funny seeing the paths, like trying to predict them and see what happens. I know, I know. I don't think anyone else has had a shiny in a long time in my stream. Like, ever since Boy from Belgium went for his legendary runs. And I think your Veltor might have been the last one somebody else got. And obviously I got my one, but that's it. So, let's wait, as we say, for Boy from Belgium to say yes. Oh. And then we can join. Like, we need some more of these. Because when the sun comes out, I fall apart. But I think, and I'm assuming Moreland didn't get a shiny as well. I still haven't figured out how to check my teapot to see if it's the real one or the fake one. There's no rush to get the shinies. Like you've seen ourselves. Like, what are we? We have done. We will be hitting 350 DAs, and we have currently only had 15 shinies in all that time. So you look at it that way. I even said before, I think I've done 60 or 70 before the first shiny, and then we had a really fast little streak where we got loads, and now we've sort of hit a bit of a block. We've had one in the last like 30 or 40. So remember, we would like to check the starting stuff for Zygarde strengths, but then we look at the path. But we will have to target what the final Pokemon is. Don't just go for an ice type just because we need to see what they are if it's a fire type. The problem was it's already a teapot, so I don't know what it is. So the acid spray thing is not terrible, I don't think, for this. There's the wide guarder, and a screecher, so we could go physical depending what we find en route. You might as well just take the Dug Trio for now. But we'll see. Like, this isn't terrible, but it's not much good on the route. We have a psychic type, so I'm guessing I'm sticking. I think we're just going to go right, aren't we? It doesn't work for what you need, does it? So it's not too much to worry about. It has that potential. Does Weezing's neutralizing gas work on Zygarde? At the moment, though, you will be probably keeping the Dug Trio till the end. That will be the best bet. Yeah, pretty much, because even if it's like Solgaleo, you've got the ground move and the dark move, so try not to use all of the moves that you've got if you can, especially those two. Now, you can use one here, but try to just evil them out pretty much. Like, don't go crazy on it. You know the basic routine. No, the idea is we look for a path for Zygarde, and we don't dive straight into a Zygarde, if that makes sense. But if the starting 4 and what we found on the route was great, we would Boy from Belgium would then reset the run, and then he can host it as a Zygarde. And that's how we have to do these. Like, because if you just do Zygarde, you find yourself going nowhere fast, because if you hit a brick wall, you're spending 15-20 minutes and you're not going to win, so it's a bit pointless. So if you do random ones, you get a chance at a random legendary, because nobody is down to only needing Zygarde. But if the path is fantastic, he will save it, and then we'll rerun it as a Zygarde, and it will become the Zygarde run until he gets the shiny. And once he gets the shiny, it will probably get deleted. Well, it will get deleted. It's simple as that. He's not going to save it or reset it if he gets the shiny. But everyone can join it because you need the 4. So if you got the shiny, he can still reset the run, and you can take the shiny home, and someone else can take the spot you had, and then there's still 4 people who want the Zygarde shiny. That's why we have to do it this sort of way, because otherwise we spend too much time just searching and searching. This was almost a good run, like a good selection. I think if we had one more ice en route, we may actually be able to pull it off, but it's not good enough for the main run. Now, you've seen him have some runs saved up that were fantastic in the past, but as soon as it's easy to make the mistake and accidentally save as well afterwards, so there's that as well. It's not really fair if he gets completely locked out of his game. I guess either Boy from Belgium or Morland can take this if they want, but it's not the end of the world. Neither are brilliant, but we got a psychic type, so as I say, I probably am going to stick around to the end. What do we think is better? I think this hits harder, but it is very frail. And we can get some berries. So I would go here. Because the water move will help Boy from Belgium recover HP as well. You've got the Avalugg. We don't have anything overly super effective here, but we have actually Dazzling Gleam, don't we? So it's not the worst. I would try to probably pull off a Sucker Punch, just to see if we can hit it before it hurts us. If I'm honest, but it's not very effective. I will do this then. I will do an Acid Spray for the Dazzling Gleam to get a boost. Now, we have done a lot of these for over the month, and we've had a lot of luck, shall we say, with what we found. I don't know if you remember the Jinx, Sneasel, Vanilla-ish run, and then we managed to beat a Zygarde in one turn. So that's why we like this run, really. Okay, so it's always going to be faster than us. Can we finish it off? Not quite enough, but we've got 2 more moves, is it? Okay. I can't remember whether Dugtrio's gone, but I wouldn't imagine it's that slow. With the Dugtrio, just go for a Sucker Punch. Let's see if we can both knock it out before it attacks us. Because I think it's probably weak enough for both of us to get a hit off, and then we stop it attacking us, pretty much. It might not work, but it's worth a shot. I know it is going to be one of the dark moves. It's not. I think it's a good idea. Like, there's 2 of us with Sucker Punch, so 2 of us can get a punch in before it hits us. It's going to be tight. Gonna be tight. Not quite, sadly. Who's it going for? Who would like to take this as well? Are we thinking Pelipper take this? I think that would be the best option. that would be my pick anyway, because I think the rest of us could actually win with what we've got. So, yeah, I'm hoping Pelipper take it. But we can see. We want to try some stuff. I like how my normal Pokemon are twice the size of the legendaries. Yes, it's only got Assurance, but it does also have Aqua Jet, which could become helpful as a late game priority move. So yeah, I think that'll be the best pick. Okay, we're going to keep it. What's next? We get some berries. We don't really want to go close to that fighting type. So water is got dark move. Or I think we should go for the water. But it might be wrong. So I think for the final battle, if we manage to beat this quickly, I would swap out Pelipper for this, because then we'll all have a dark move for the Psychic type. Yeah, we should be fine. But this is better than Pelipper for the final, for sure. I will also just do Acid Spray to give Dazzling Gleam that extra boost. As I can't really do very much to it, to say the least. But if it's Solgaleo, I think I'm in one of the better positions for it. But also if it is Solgaleo, we would have 2 Pokemon immune to the Psychic move, which is kind of massive. And we got the Ghost moves. No, you don't have Ghost moves, do you? So you think you're better to swap over Pelipper? Has Pelipper got anything good against it? I don't know who is better, really. That's why I thought it would have been nice if we could have got that last one. But never mind, we'll carry on. We should be able to work through it. Just remember, Dragon, if it is Solgaleo, don't waste any time on Screeches or Acid Spray because it has clear body. So we're just gonna... That hits so hard. And it was a crit, of course. But at least you should knock it out next turn with your fairy move. Yep, ground first, then the dark move. Sucker Punch is all coming quite clutch at the end, I think. Mainly because they're priority. It'd be a nice little bit of chip damage. But anything else, we are fine. Like the dark moves are going to destroy Lunala. If it is Lunala. And, well, Mewtwo ain't that great. Who else could it be? I can't remember. So many psychic types though, isn't there? The only thing that might be worth keeping your Ghost is if it is one of the Latis. You've got the fairy move. That's the only thing I could say. But then you are useless if it is Solgaleo. But I think you're both not great against Solgaleo, whichever way round you go. But if it is the Dragon Psychic, you are going to be very helpful. But if it's Zekrom, it's going to be very quick. So, I know it's not Zekrom, not Dragon, it's Psychic. and try to mix together the psychics with their other typings. Oh, look, Cresselia, it's my first dupe. And Dragon's dupe. Right. Physical, physical. If you want to use Screech if you want Dragon, it'll do. Because your ground move won't work, as you know. But if we can weaken its bulky defense, it's fine. Just remember, it can't really do too much to you, so you probably would be best to Screech this. Because both me and Crawdon are physical hitters, even if you just do one or two and then go back to Sucker Punch. That's probably going to be the best, because we're only going to do like a little bit here and there. And I think it does have like a Dazzling Gleam, which will hurt us quite, or hurt the Crawdon a lot. So I would try at least one round of Screech. Because now we've got a plus like 6 swing on the Crawdon, which will be very helpful. This should do a little bit more, because this is a bulky machine. And we'll start whittling away. And yeah, we'll get there. Lovely. See how easy that was? Bye, Cresselia. It's a shame we can't catch you again. Good luck to you two who can catch this. Nope, nope, and nope for me. And we can try this again then. At least the run went relatively smoothly. I don't want to save Cresselia, I already have Cresselia. Yeah, that's the one drawback with this. But considering I've only got 5 legendaries, to run into one of 5 out of the 47 is a bit unlucky. Really. We can try this again, see if we get some better luck. It wasn't quite good enough for Zygarde that run, I don't think. Well, definitely not one worth saving up for. It looked promising with the first couple we saw, to be honest, but what's confusing, Moorland, just out of interest? Because as we say, like, we've tried doing purely Zygarde, and if that was a Zygarde run, we would have probably lost, and it would have been a waste for everyone. That's the thing. But the problem with Zygarde is it's so much smoother once you get the dream path. We feel like we have wasted a lot of time just going for Zygardes. Right. Fire move for an ice type and Clefable. That's not a bad one. That's really not a bad selection you've got there. Definitely could work with this, couldn't we? Depends what's here. Wartortle has Ice Beam, doesn't it? And so does Dunsparce. What else do we have? Krabby for a wide guarder. So, or Kingler even. Boy from Belgium will save it, yes. Because he's got 2 saves files. So if there aren't enough people to do the Zygarde run, he'll play his other game. But me, you, and Morland cannot save this run. It won't be the same for us, whatever we do. That's the main thing. Who else is swapping here, just out of interest? Obviously, I will be. But who else will swap, do you think, here? Or are we thinking you 3 stick to the end? Or would you think maybe get rid of the Hatterene or the Clefable? So you've got a couple of Icers with the Kingler wide guard, or do you want to not do the Kingler wide guard? I don't even see what we're facing in the final, actually. Which is kind of funny. What was the type at the end? Psychic typing. Okay. So I should stick to the end on this one. But basically, after this run, unless he gets the shiny, Boy from Belgium will reset this run. We'll do the same path, but it will be for Zygarde. The only difference is, just out of interest, Boy from Belgium, if I don't take Feeble and take a grass type, will the last one still definitely be Clefable? Because if that's the case, I would take a grass type for this, or an electric. I might take the Raichu for this, for example. And that's the only difference I would make at the beginning if I can. But I don't want to change what one I take if we don't get Clefable next. Well, I was just thinking I would take something that's stronger against water. That was all. Because if I can get the Raichu, I'm going to be swapping anyway, probably. Which team do you want of the 5 possible outcomes for the final? Would you be happier to go without a wide guarder, or would you rather take the wide guarder and the Wartortle? That's the thing you need to answer to help me with which 4 do you want for the final? Because we've got 5 options in this run. Because whoever is going to take this, am I taking this now, or is the Feeble always going to take the Wartortle? Because remember, I have that weakness to the Aura Sphere, so that's the one thing. But I just need to know, am I swapping now, or do I go to Kingler? And are we keeping the Hatterene and the Clefable? We're probably keeping the Barbaracle, but I don't. But I don't know if you want to keep the Clefable. And I guess I'm just going to have to take the Kingler. Now, I said we need to figure out who is switching. I can't really switch in this run anyway, because I need the Dark type. We need to really go for... actually, this thing's easier to beat, isn't it? Okay. Because the other option is to actually get the Dunsparce, maybe. But, for example, Boy from Belgium, if you want to keep this path, you need to tell me which Pokemon you want us to take for the path. That's the 4 that we'll go for. So I still think I should put a bit more effort into going for whoever has the Feeble at the start should put more effort into going for an electric type or a grass type instead of the Feeble, just so it's easier to beat the first 2 Pokemon. Otherwise, but that my question was more, if that happens, do you still get Clefable? Because even if we don't get Clefable, it doesn't make much difference. Like Ivysaur? Okay. Because this has Max Quake, I guess. And then I can beat the first 2 easier. And then the Feeble takes the other one. So we're going to... Which path would you take at the top? Remember, I got to keep the Feeble for this path anyway. We should be fine to go for the Pangoro last. I think we need to go for in this run only, not when we do the Zygarde run. But for this run, we get the Pangoro because we've got a dark type. Now we've got a psychic type we're facing. The fairy move should do a lot. So that'll be good. But we will probably end up in a different order between us as well. So we also have to remember that. So we'll do the instructions once we get the team together for the next one. But knowing us, we'll set all this up and Boy from Belgium will get the legendary shiny and we won't do it again. No, we cannot. It would be funny if this was the month you didn't get the Zygarde, to be honest. The amount of legendaries you've got, and that's the one you don't get. Because it's the one you probably wanted to do the most, but whether it's to do with the time when everybody is around, like as the month's gone on, less and less people have wanted to do Dynamax adventures. I found, like, and it's the one that you most need the 4-person team. If you can't have that team, you're stuck with nothing really. It's really frustrating from your point of view. Now, as we said, for the next battle, everybody picked the Pangoro. Does anyone want to take the Kingler now for the next battle? I would probably take Kingler over Wartortle, just for where we're going. It's a bit bulkier. What do you think? Because you have the ground move if it is Solgaleo. You have fighting move for the next thing. And we'll probably swap out the Barbaracle. Yeah, you'll probably swap. Okay, you take this then. Take. Okay. Okay, it doesn't matter. We can get through this next one. But we would like this Pangoro for the final fight. When it comes to... It's not a nice final battle. We'll guess we would probably go Munchlax, wouldn't we? No, we'd probably go Rock, because we would have 3 water types. So we would go that way, the final battle. That makes the most sense to me. I would probably swap out. I would go barbarical, I think, to swap out now. Um, unless Boy from Belgium thinks differently, or we do whoever's the weakest. Because I'm pretty sure Heterin will just be spamming the fairy move. There's not much point me doing too much. Let's just do one of these, see if I can get a cheeky burn. Maybe I can. Doesn't work unless I'm the one hit. Okay. We got the poison, that was nice. I don't think it has guts, so we should be fine. Heal everyone, okay. And then you can Dynamax this turn, I believe it's your turn to Dynamax, correct? Which was, I think, the plan. If we get the Dynamax in the right place, we can go for Pangoro. I think. In the upper run, but if we're just planning it out long term, we need to probably target the Rhydon last, just because we'll have 3 water moves. And probably some ground moves we can use just to get through it quickly. And there's no point overcomplicating the last battle if it's a set run for a Zygarde. I just want to try to find the route that makes us lose the least lives. I'm still tempted to try for the Raichu at the beginning for the 3rd player. But as you said, it is weak to Max Quake, but it's difficult. Like, we just double check the options at the beginning between Raichu and Ivysaur before we commit to one, because we want something that's good against both the first 2 water types, and we know Kingler is a nightmare. Causes us all sorts of problems. The only thing we would have liked would be to be stronger health, so the Hatrin can actually attack this rather than have to play healing duty, because we would sweep through it a lot quicker. Morning, Wolfie. How are you? Did you win many more games of Fortnite? I sort of got very distracted with stuff last night, and I ended up half watching 2 people's streams but then doing a lot of other stuff. So I know you were playing with Sarah for a while. I am good, thank you. We're still plodding through these. We don't have much time left in them for this month. This was the month challenge. It is meant to be, I'm thinking, Mario Kart for some of next month. And more like competitions. When I say competitions, like joining with other streamers for a bit of a race type thing. Which might be quite fun. Yeah, so as I said, Dragon should probably take this. Then we've got 2 dark types for the start. We can probably Life Dew first turn. If you... we'll see what we're facing before we make the decision, I think. That'll be the best. So something that's going to be quite interesting in June is to figure out how good or bad Fortnite is on the Switch 2. Because on the Switch 1, it takes ages to render in some of those towns. Like, I only really play customs with people, and one of the maps. Um, I sort of head into the map and it takes ages for everything to render in. Not a bad one. No worries. Let's go slow fast. Have you not decided which one you're going for, or are you looking to get the one that you can find first between the Scarlet and Violets? Something that would be quite fun is I've mentioned a bit earlier even about the Soul Link. One of the most ambitious projects I wanted to do was a 4-player Union Circle Soul Link. So you will always be playing on the same map at the same time. Fair enough. I sometimes feel like Scarlet gets dumped as the cheaper one, even though more people prefer the Paradox ones in Scarlet. Are you also planning to get the DLC for it? Whichever one you get once you've got it, or are you thinking not bother? Oh wait, it's changed type. When did it change type? What type is this now? No. I forgot it has that reflect type. Fighting in dark. Okay. So that's worked out quite nicely. Fair enough. Well, if you ever need help with the Pokedex on whichever one you go through, let us know and we can help out. We have both games saved now. Even if you want to actually save the game, catch the Pokemon in your trainer ID, I can host a Union Circle on the other version and you can catch stuff in my game. So that's what's really good with the Union Circle. I wish it was more popular. I think it's going to be the best word. It's a mode that just sort of didn't really take off as well as it should have. But good luck on the shinies, people. And we'll try this run again as a Zygarde. But we will have to make sure we do what Boy from Belgium says, because otherwise the run can become messy. And the one thing we have to just double check is what number 3 will be. Now, let's see. Do we have any shinies? No, we've almost got Sarah's favourite. No to the Kingler. No, I've already got Latios, haven't I? Yeah, it was something they really pushed when the game first got released, was the Union Circle. It is a little bit laggy at times, but the general idea is that you can just log on to the game, play it with your friends, travel the world together. You need it for one evolution as well, which is a bit rubbish, but Pokemon's worth it that you get. If you get ready to put this code in, but don't do it till Boy from Belgium says yes. Yeah, so if you do need help with it, just let me know and I will help. But most importantly, just enjoy the game. Just enjoy exploring it. It's probably there's still so much to love about Scarlet and Violet. I know people moan like mad about the graphics, but the world exploration is entertaining for me. Again, I've come from Gen 1 where I ran into a ledge and couldn't move. So for me, anything 3D is definitely different. That's the 4 in the final. So 3 of them are, no, 2 of them are starters. Maybe not even, just out of interest, would it be worth not even taking the Clefable at the start? Well, we'll get red. We'll go through this. I'm just going to make the point. Would it be worth taking Raichu and Ivysaur at the start, and those two swap, instead of going Clefable? Because then we'll have the stab bonus on both of them for the first 2 battles. Yeah, so me and Moorland will take Raichu and Ivysaur. It doesn't matter which way round we take them. Dragon take that, yeah, so doesn't matter which way round we take Raichu and Ivysaur. Yeah, Raichu or Ivysaur, please. And then I can take this. We'll just swap out whichever one of us two is weakest should swap out. I think first. So this is 100% Zygarde for everyone involved. And between me and Moorland, we need to take the Wartortle and Kingler. That's our main 2 targets to swap. Are you happy to say whoever's weakest take it, or do you have a preference on which way round it should work? The one thing I would say is to get the ice move every other, so player 2 and player 4 should have the 2 ice moves. But that's just thinking a bit more outside the box. But if, like, Raichu's got 1 HP at the end of this battle, it might as well just be Raichu. That makes sense? Okay. So, Moorland will... No, I will swap into Wartortle. We keep the Raichu. Can you remember what the pledge moves do, just out of interest? Because if the pledge moves do work as a big boost, it would be quite fun to do a grass water pledge. But it doesn't matter too much. That's not what this part of the run is for. But we want to go for Rhydon at the end, don't we? Just so we've got 3 water moves that we can literally sweep through it as quick as possible. We don't need to mess around with anything else. And then we can have a nice, comfortable run. It's not the most convincing Zygarde path, but it could work very well. But whoever is Kingler is only wide guarding and nothing else in the final. So I take this. And me and Dragon are going to be spamming ice moves. And nothing but ice moves. We would like you. Just remember to, I know you're not got anything overly effective, just can you Dynamax Dragon here, please? Just go for any of your moves that weaken its defense if you can. don't use your ice move. Do I can't remember what moves you've got, but just make sure you Dynamax for us, because then the War Turtle will get the Dynamax in the final, which is what we need. I've only got one move that can hurt it. But you won't need to touch your ice moves to the final, and if this works properly, we should be able to walk through it. The other thing to mention to Boy from Belgium is, I'm thinking, if this Barbarical doesn't have the best of movesets, I can't remember what order everything comes out. But I'm thinking if we could somehow get Barbarical as player 4, it would be better than the War Turtle, if that makes sense. So if player 2 took the Ivysaur and player 3 took the Raichu, actually the other way round, like, you kind of would like player 3 to be the water type to Dynamax on round 3, which it can because it will be Kingler, so that's not a problem actually. But it would have been nice if Raichu could have been player 2 to Dynamax, War Turtle could have been player 3 to Dynamax, and then Barbarical player 4 to then do the max Hellstorm. I know that sounds like we're trying to overcomplicate something that could work perfectly smoothly, but you get what I mean by the ordering for our team. Because then once I get the Hellstorm up, you should hit Blizzard every time anyway, which will be helpful, because remember I am player 4. So knowing I've got no health, but I'm hoping we'll get a heal here. But just remember to Dynamax in this one, please, Moorland. Sadly, we don't get any health, but what? Why have we gone there for? Item. Power special moves. My move is special. Oh, I had an Eviolite, didn't I? Yeah, you should Dynamax Moorland in this battle, because then the War Turtle can Dynamax in the last go. It's mainly just so it can get max Hellstorm up. But I do think we should try to go for the Rhydon if we're going to do this path on repeat, if I'm honest, just because you want to sweep it. This thing can do damage if we don't get things right. We don't have anything truly super effective against it, and the Rhydon, we have 3 water types. Welcome in, ironically. How are you doing? Yeah, but you need you might have play rough, but you need to life dew. If we're on the Rhydon, you can life dew, and then we can beat the Rhydon, and we can all be max health going into the first battle. Because this thing is bulky, and if it takes a life off us, it's a bit of a waste. And that's what I'm thinking. I don't think anyone's had a shiny here yet either, but we may have found a Zygarde path. This is the first attempt at a new Zygarde path. We're just finalising the last bit of it. We've got the team we want to use. So we've got Barbarical and War Turtle with ice moves. We've got a Zygarde, a Wide Guarder. But I still think we should go for the Rhydon last rather than this. With 3 water types, I don't see why we're facing this when it can hit this hard. Like, I think we could one-shot a Rhydon between the 3 water types. It doesn't matter about items enough to risk losing a life. But ironically, we actually have 5 potential Pokemon to use. Which is the fun bit about this. We actually have to leave a Clefable behind. But we'll see how this one goes. We've only lost 1 life. But as we say, we've got a Wide Guarder. We can Life Dew. We will try it again unless Boy from Belgium gets the shiny. If he does get the shiny, well, we won't then. You won't need to. But this is the first time I've faced a legendary today which I could not catch at the end, which was a bit sad. Yes, we were doing the random ones and we found a Cresselia, didn't we? So me and Dragon both couldn't catch it. And that's not bad though for 350 DAs. That was the first one we couldn't catch. But I will need to do some Burmy hunting later, which will be fun. But we have our team. I will Dynamax round 1. Go straight for the ice move. Dragon's no, he's back. I thought you were disconnected for a minute then. But let's see how this goes. See if this is a perfect one. Yeah, that's the problem. Just 1 plushie, you need 4, don't you? 1 for each type. I feel the same, but we've had it the other way round, Dragon, so I think like Boy from Belgium and ironically maybe Moorland have all done these random ones and we found something we don't need. It still happens. I don't even know what the difference between the different types of Zygarde is. Is the dog 10% or 50%? And what is 5%? The little worm thingy. Let's see. It's part of the problem when you do the random DAs, but when you do the targeted ones, if you've got 4 people that want to do them, you start ticking things off that people can't do. I'm not sure. I've only had the basic ones before. I've never really done much legendary shiny hunting before this month, if I'm honest. But we'll see. Ironically, did you look at the potential shiny hunting games I put up in the Discord as well? Serpent is 50, Dog is 10. I think they might be fun, like casual games to play rather than you need to be there every day to play them. Or whether you would be interested in just, like, for example, you got your Alpha Empoleon, you could just enter that and that'd be the only thing you do. Like, it's just a way of showing off our shinies, but it could also be put into a little bit of a game. That's the thinking behind it. Yeah. Squishy, yes. I can't remember what her name was. It was, what was her name in it? I know that boy from Belgium likes the big brother, but I can't remember his name either anymore. It's completely gone. Bonnie, that's the one. Clement, and that's the other one. Yeah, like I say, so far of all of the series I've watched, it was my favourite of the ones I've watched all the way through. I liked 4, but it dragged on a little bit. 1 is different because it's always going to be the best because it was the first. Black and White was a bit boring. I think I even skipped an episode of it. We all dislike Zygarde. Let's be honest. That's why we spend so much time hunting for the perfect path. Alola just made me sick. I am enjoying Galar, or the Journeys series, but I could see why people might not enjoy it as much because it's not really focused on one area. I haven't even finished season 1 of it yet, so don't worry. But my point is more that it tends to visit all of the other regions rather than spend too much time in Galar. That's the only thing I will say is a slight negative to it, but it's almost like a throwback to go down memory lane. Yeah. Oof. That's 2 lives. Because I got confused. I went to watch it, and like the first episode is where did Pikachu come from? It's like, why am I watching episode 1 just remastered? And then before I really learnt what was going on. Can you get the big freeze to end this off? Yes, you can. Let's see. Not our quickest kill of Zygarde, I will say. But it's whittling away. The Kingler needed that health. But it is frozen, so I shouldn't really get hurt by hell if it's frozen, if I'm honest. Yes, it's a big if only. But then that was probably the last season when he actually had all 3 starters, wasn't it? Like, he doesn't have all 3 himself in Kalos or Alola. I think he gets 2, doesn't he? Unless she gives him her Poplio. I'm pretty sure he doesn't get all 3 in Galar because Go has the Score Bunny, Raboot, and Sobble, I think. Don't think anyone's even got Grookey yet. Well, how far I got into the series. So there is that. I don't know whether I like him having all of them or not. Fair enough. I got bored of Alola. I know he did get the first 2. I didn't know whether she would pass over the Poplio or something just to give him all 3, because I'm so used to him having all 3. I do think the anime doesn't help the hatred towards Chespin though, because it's an annoying little thing in the anime. At least Delphox works for what it's meant to be. Yeah, I was sort of trying to do my Nuzlocke and I'd watch it on the side, but it was just making me frustrating and bored. So the question really is now, boy from Belgium, is this a good enough path to keep long term? Because it is not the smoothest win, if that makes sense. Like we probably will win, but we're on the last life, I think. But it hasn't been the smoothest. Problem is, if it's temporary, Boyfriend Belgium can't do anything on the current save. Oh. At least got this on. And yes, we probably will win. But then we will also have the other side of this where we would get the boost of not losing the life en route if we play it slightly differently. Do you want to just try it one more time with the slightly different order, or do you want to just go for the randoms? Because at the end of the day, the two ice types don't get the bonus, do they, anyway? Yes, we've won. GG. I would probably agree that we do a different path. It's not quite quick enough. Like, the idea to save a path is so you can win in 1 or 2 goes, isn't it, really? And as we said, the two ice types, the two ice moves are not hard enough hitting. And there's nothing else we could have swapped anything else into. No, because Rhydon, what was the middle one? I can't remember. But never mind. So we should. You happy just to go for random ones then? Yeah, they might have needed the life orb, but we're playing the dice on what items we get. Like, for what we want to do with this path, like the dream path is so you can win in like 2 goes. You want the ice boost as well. Like, we've done this before without needing the wide guarder, so I will probably agree that we should look elsewhere. The wide guarder was the only reason we won that, but the speed runs we've done, we need to find a different, smoother path. It was worth giving it another go. But, yeah. Let's see how this goes. So we're back to the instructions that we want to find. The starting selection needs to be something that would be good against Zygarde, but then we focus on what the target is. That's what we've got to remember here. So we also can look at an acid sprayer or something like that. It's not great already. Now I'm thinking something good against ice, so I'm going to go with the Machoke. The Explode has an ice move. It's not great so far. Okay, so I don't think this one's going to work. Take the Sceptile, just think, okay. Doesn't make too much difference, really. We can see what we have. If we have 3 ice ones, then maybe. We got an Ice Punch. We have a Water at the end. So at least we can probably keep a couple of these things. I will oh, no, we have to go right, really, don't we? We need to have that Maractus. We need Maractus. We have to have this Maractus. Because it's got Storm Drain. So whatever the water type won't hurt us. And with water, what are we looking at? Kyogre, Tapu. And I feel like there's got to be another water type. Suicune. There a fourth? Or is it just the three? This isn't great, but what have we got? Physical, physical, physical. Let's coach you all then. Why not? So somebody should take this, because I think it has Ice Punch. Probably me, because I'm player 2, so I can Dynamax with the ice. Then I would say player 3 take the Maractus. Like, whatever happens, we need the Maractus. Like, it doesn't matter about the rest of what we face. It'll be the thing that wins us the match. I don't know who else will want to swap, but I think the only one that we're definitely going to stick with will be the Duraludon, because it's got electric moves. Let's see if this does enough to help us. See if we can hit it a little bit harder. Now I will go payback, because I'm slowest anyway. Of our team, at least. Boom. Boom. Because we also would like the Maractus shiny. No, we need it for its ability, really. It's probably the thing that could win us the match over anything else. One more round and we'll win. I have to say, I'll probably be taking this, and then I can Ice Punch round 1. No, I can max Hellstorm round 1, I think, which will be better for us. And then I think it's Moreland, who is the Exploud, will probably swap out into the Maractus. Does that sound like a good plan? Who's this again? I don't like it when people message me through Twitch directly. Yes, so I take this. Yeah, then the Exploud can take the Maractus, and we'll see what the last thing is. Probably be something that Boy from Belgium can take, ideally. Like, what have we got? We have a Bug. We'll probably take the Bug, won't we? Because it's electric. You can just spam your blizzards if you want on this. It's not going to be too much of a problem. Now, it's not going to be great against the Bug, but it'll do. You're in the Adlands. That's no good. But we'll get there. We'll get through them. Maractus. Yes, it can hurt me, but hopefully not too much. Right. Let's just hit it hard with an ice move. What do we have? I can't believe we've actually been going for 2 hours. really doesn't feel like that. It feels like we have not done even an hour so far. Sucker punch. Okay, well, good job I'm a bulky boy. Nice little bump there. Okay. Bounce. Bye, Azumarill. Boing. And we'll make it hell. Because that's what we do. Knockdown. We'll go again, and we'll keep swinging. So the funny story about a Maractus is I was doing a Nuzlocke. And it was one of these stricter Nuzlockes with teams, and I lost the Pokemon just before the Elite Four. And I thought, you know what? I need something for this next battle. I'm going to take Maractus because it's Grass Dark type. Thinking the moves that the other team had wouldn't hurt me. So yeah, it's not a Dark type, but I thought it was. I got it mixed up with Cacturn. Right, this is self-defense. Because if it does attack me, it won't hurt me. So hopefully, as we say, the X-Bloud will take this for now. And we should be okay. I know I'm in a little bit of danger, but can't really help that right now. I think we should take the Vikavolt last, just because there's an extra boost of electricity. But we are very weak to it, so maybe not. And let's see what the options were. But let's just... we need this on our team. But I think, as we say, the Duraludon is going to be key to everything. Maybe we could just go for something we could beat easily. Maybe that's an option. I don't know. Anybody who has suggestions can put them in the chat. It would be helpful. That is a stun tank, which again could be funky. But these two are very difficult to beat with the team we've got now, so we have to really go. All three are quite hard to beat with what we've got now. I would argue that the Maractus should Dynamax anyway here, just to make sure that the Duraludon can in the final, because Max Lightning is going to be very important. The only reason I suggested maybe Poison if it was the Tapu, but I think we're way too weak to worry about that. Let's just see if we can weaken its defense. But I think this is probably... we'll probably swap the Azumarill for this, and we should be okay. Let's notice that... oh, it could be Palkia. If it's Palkia, do we want to keep the Azumarill and swap anyone else out? Right. Anybody got some ideas? Or ideas that they think might work? I'm open to suggestions. Yeah, you can't use your water moves. Like, unless we just want to power it up. Which I don't know why. Yeah, if it is Palkia, it would be. I'm not sure what's going on, but I thought we were going to Dynamax the Maractus. It's electric type Vikavolt. Oh, the poison jab might be good as well. And we should definitely have this just in case it's the Tapu. Maybe I should swap then. But we've lost 3 lives now, I believe. So that's not helpful. You're going to swap. I was just thinking in case it was a fairy type, but in case it was Palkia, you would want that. But you can take it. Too less, I thought we lost one earlier as well. I might have been wrong. We want to try to get the Dynamax back to the Duraludon, really. Again, you've just seen it not work once. Oh, there apparently is a Vanillite community day in Pokemon Go. So I think we're going to lose to the Vikavolt now. It's a bit frustrating. Unless this did use a special attack. Because if that's the case, we can just charge it right up. That's not terrible. Okay, so this one's definitely gone badly. So you might as well just use like Energy Ball now, really. Because you've got your attack buff. And you might lower its special attack defense. But we're going into this final with maybe 1 life if we make it to the final. Not our smoothest run to date. Considering we've just put together a makeshift team for a Zygarde, we can't beat a Vikavolt. Just don't use a water move again. Use your flying move or something. Because the fact it'll be just tragic if you lose all your lives to this little bug. That looks like it's just come out of Starship Troopers. Okay, at least it's only got Mud Slap. Nice big critical hit. Big punch. Let's see if this final round works. Right, we were faster. I am actually going to use the water move to reboost the Maractuses. No, we're not. We're just going to hit it. We just got to get rid of this thing because we over-strategize, we lose. Let's just get rid of the bug. I'll be honest, this is a very disappointing run. Oh. At least we're weakening its attack, but I think it's I can't remember if it's a special attacker or not. That's probably fixed all of its stat changes. That goes for Duraludon, that's game over, and it has. Okay, never mind. Never mind, no, we'll try it again. Losing to a bug. That's not the plan. Let's see if this is shiny. I know it's similar colours. It's not. Are we going to try another random one? Okay, no worries. Thank you for joining in. Is ironically still here? No. So I guess we'll go back to Pheromosa then. We've done 2 Blacephalon, so we'll do Pheromosa this time. As we can't do your random ones with just the 3 of us. Let's go. It is up, ready for you. Yes. We know we really want something that flies. Fairy is also nice, and so is fire. But otherwise, yeah, there's no one else in the chat, so we'll just do the 3 of us. We'll fly through this one. We need some recovery after the last one. What shall we pick? This is like a dream start. So it'll be best if I am last, won't it? You definitely want the Comfey on our team. That's a definite. And I'll probably take the Sceptile, just because it's good against... Well, I don't know. Take what you think's good. Could take an Ice, because it'll be good against a flying type. But they're all weak to the fire type, so it's not ideal. There is a flying type. So we might have something on the left and at the top. Xatu for Simple Beam. Now, hear me out. Could it be worth going right here? No, because Drift Bloom's rubbish. Okay, we'll just get Xatu. We're not going to overcomplicate this. Well, the Quillfish has Intimidate, so that could have helped weaken its physical moves. That was my thinking. Yes, that's the best bet. I've just got to be careful with the number of flying moves I use on the way up. I will just use this to slow it down, because I know this thing's very fast. Because then we get 2 flying types and a fairy type, and the computer just joining us. So what I think our target will be is just pick the easiest route to the top. We won't mess around. We will just pick easy. Still isn't going to be that good, because I think the top 3 were quite difficult to beat. Lovely shot. For the most part, Dragon, you'll be on healing duties for us as well. So if you can just use floral healing on the way up to try and make sure we all have max health as best we can. And so we don't die en route, even though Boy from Belgium's swapping. I think one more of them might knock it out. So let's just make sure it's not a life lost. Because the Lycanroc is very fast anyway. Using the move I'm not using. Let's see. Okay. I will do this again. Just to slow it down a bit more. Now if my flying, well, simple beam, okay, it's fine. Is this a physical move? If you want to do after you on me, and I'm using one to just knock it out. Okay, like what missed? Of course it missed. Okay, then I think I go first, yeah, because I've slowed it down with the max strike, which is good. Nice, we got through one without any problems. And as we said, we want to just pick the easiest route now, which I think is left because I think the right was a clang. We don't want to deal with an electric set of moves. If we're honest. Of course the Lycanroc wants this. And Magic Bounce will be quite fun. Let's see. Yes, Ice is gonna hurt, but we've got Rock. It's better than Steel, shall we say. Just attack Dragon, don't worry about stopping it hitting us, because we should survive a strike from this, but we'd rather just knock it out as fast as possible. If the computer wants to gamble, the computer can gamble, we don't really care. It's their problem, not ours for once. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. You'll get a big special effective move. I'm going to try and put it to sleep, you know, why not? So the chances are I won't Dynamax in the next round, just so it can get around a little bit more. Depends what we've got to face, I think. It's more like I can't really do much. It's one of those Pokemon Noctowl that you don't really want at the start. You would love to get last. Just because its moveset is pretty dire. But everything but the battle we have to do. Oh, I think that terrain means I can't put it to sleep now, doesn't it? We'll see. Oof. If only I had attacked. Yes, the terrain stopped that hat hitting. Oh dear. Accelerop, the computer used its brain? Who is this thing and what has it been doing? Yeah, Sneasel is a nice one. When you do the Zygarde path, Sneasel's one of the ones you love to face to add to the team, but you hate to start with to get to the final. Because it is so strong for how rubbish it is, stats wise. Now watch the computer be dumb enough to take this. Oh no, what's going on? The computer isn't dumb. What is going on? I'm not used to this. Right, looking at our team, actually we'll see what the computer wants to do. Okay, what do you get? Okay, that's not good. We don't want the bug. The balloon is going to be hard to beat, but now we've got the move now, so probably go balloon. Can you simple beam this, please, fast go? Just so it doesn't catch us with aftermath. Or shall we just swing away at it? Swing away at it, I think. I'm going to try and put it to sleep, actually. Because I've only got Sky Attack and I don't want to use them all up. Do we get the fox goes taunt? Thanks, computer. Thank you. We always knew the computer was the smart one. Will it hit itself? No. Well, it has a lightning move. Luckily, not for us. Yes, it did so well with the Accelerock. And of course, the lightning probably means it can't go to sleep. I hate this game sometimes. I really do. I don't think we got anything overly strong against it. We were in the same position whatever we faced, really. If we were honest. Like, we wouldn't want to take on the bug electric type because 3 of us are weak to it. The water type wasn't great. I know. But at least this isn't a bad swap for the final. That's why I think we picked it. I don't think any was a bad swap, but it's just one of those, like, it's a tough final 3. I think we kind of would like the computer to take this, if we're honest, but if they don't, it may just be the target, which is fine, we can cope with that. Can you Dynamax your Comfey, please? Just in case we don't finish it in this round. Just in case the computer is stupid, and then Zatu can Dynamax the final. Thank you. If we kill it in 1, it's fine. But if we did go to 2 rounds, we would lose the max airstream for the final, which is kind of important. Because I've got a 2-tier move, which again is frustrating that we couldn't get background to me. But it's better to have 1 hit very hard. Should I just put Reflect up first turn in the final? Is that an option? Or a good idea? At least it was the computer that took that. Because I can't do my move anyway, so... I don't even think this has a flying move. We'll see. whatever happens, this is computer or nobody's. Pretty much. Yeah, so computer can have it. Let's see. Okay, that's better. It is better. I think somebody's having a car meet outside my house. Just revving and revving and revving their car. This is all down to Boy from Belgium's Dynamax. It will be the thing that will probably win it for us. If he is still here. I don't know. I haven't seen him in the chat for a while. I think he's run away. He must be halfway between Spain and Belgium on Pokemon Go. Collecting all his ice creams. That's my theory. Let's see what's happening. Oof. Ooh, I thought you would have been faster, to be honest. But there we go. A one shot is all we need. Good luck on those shinies indeed. We'll probably do one more after this, or do one more, and that will probably be it for the day. I don't want to hear, I don't mind. Blacephalon or Pheromosa, the chat decides. No, I don't know. I will switch the game on, and if they're near me, I'll catch them. If they're not, I won't. Pheromosa, let's check our shinies. No to Pheromosa. No shinies all around. And then we'll do one more Pheromosa. We will save that and we will put it up and it'll be ready for everyone to join. There will be an ad just before we start this one, so no rush to join. So it is up and ready. This will be number 9 for the day. Is Boy from Belgium going to join this one as well, or not? But we'll let the ads run, and then we will start. So we'll end today on 354, which is not too bad. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the 400 goal. It depends if I do more offline, which is only a maybe. I'm not sure if I want to. There is some football today, so we could watch that and cry quite heavily. But otherwise, we can just get back to our Burmy hunts. Go loopy. As I say, I got 3 alphas. I got Blissey, Geodude, and Stantler so far. So they're my 3 that I got. I think we're just about to finish the ads, so then we can start. We know what we're looking for. Flareon for fire. You've got Rotom for a ghost for now, if you want, and it'll be good against a flying type. Then I don't really know. Pick what you think is smartest. Again, Clang could be helpful getting there if there's a flying type. So at least, but then it's weak to the fire, so maybe go for the water. I don't know. It's a bit of both, though. Let's see what we find. There's an ice type. That's not much help, but it's an ice type with fake tears. Ah dear. What do we have here? Jigglypuff, Palossand, Quagsire. What is the ghost? Oh dear. I'm just going to go this side. I think we're a lot weaker to the Flygon. I imagine we're going to go towards the ghost, if I'm not mistaken. And between us, we don't need to take this, but it could be good against the next thing we face. So, whatever happens, happens. Right, I will use one on this. Yeah, so Rotom has a ghost move. So I'd probably swap out the Clang for this and then this. I think the next thing will be the Palossand. So I think Boy from Belgium should take this and then take the Palossand. For the most part, you should still be okay for the final. Just try to spread your moves really more than anything else. It's not really too much to worry about. I won't use any more fire moves on this run. I'll use one on this round and then I'll just do ghost. Or even the speed ones. It makes very little difference because I think with the fighting and the one hit of fire and then hopefully some steel, we should just get it pretty comfortably. But we'll see. And you'll probably use Hex this time, won't you? So that will be a big hit as well. Yeah, so we'll use the one I've got the most. I should just use the strike because I can't use the normal move in any place. The main reason this is good is because it's got dark moves and it's got ice moves. Which would be kind of nice against the Palossand, if we're honest. Are you happy to take this boy from Belgium? Or not? We know we don't want it in the final because it's weak to the fighting. Can't really do much. It could help with fake tears, but it's not the end of the world. And the Poliwrath will be okay in the final. It's not the greatest, but it's not terrible yet. Yeah, I think so too. And we get some items here, so if you want to go straight in for the Dynamax here, you can for the defense drop. It's fine. We might as well just we'll take this. See if we can get some dodges in. This is one of the more challenging en route because it does have ground moves, but you're immune, so it's only me that's in real danger. But I do have a ghost move. It's not a problem. We will probably raid out to someone today. I'm not sure who. We went there yesterday, so we'll probably go somewhere else. If this is apparently DA weekend, it was very quiet when we left yesterday. So maybe there'll be busier places later. If you have any suggestions, feel free. But I would like to try to do somebody different each time. The problem is I can't really hang around too much afterwards. Gotta go and sort some bits and bobs out. But you never know. As you say, you're going to go and get yourself a Paldean game tomorrow. Have you picked who you want to be your starter in there? Or you still sort of umming and ahhing? The Pokemon Snap people, okay. Well, we'll see. Oh, so you'll get one, put it in and out of home. And then come back and do it again. Fair enough, we'll have a look. Actually, I think the first time you connect the game to home, don't you get a reward of all three? If I'm not mistaken, you do. So you could see if that actually works. I swear that's how I did Sword and Shield. Because I had never played it before, and then as soon as I connected it to home, I got all three for my first ever run. So that might work for you as well. I can't remember how it works completely. Let's have a look-see. So Boy from Belgium should take this. Let's see how this is doing. Okay, it seems like still distracted. Right, for this, we just want the easiest thing. So we'll take the Ghost, because then if Poliwrath wants to swap. Oh, that's not the right thing, is it? Nope. New. There we go. Because we did try a stream on Pokemon Snap, to be honest. We were trying to do like a Let's Play and see if we could get all of the star ratings, but we didn't get very far, if we're honest. It was a bit of a crazy one. But you know what's going. We'll win this one. We will end today and be back tomorrow for some more. We've only got 3 days left of the Dynamax adventures, so fair enough. Well, I think I only did a week because there was so much drama towards getting it. So if we went back to February, I was finishing off my 100 sandwiches challenge, and the plan was to finish that and go and do 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks on Pokemon Snap. So I ordered it with plenty of time, and it got lost in the post. So I ended up doing a run through of BDSP to try and get the shiny Manaphy, and then had a breakdown because of how hard it was to catch anything in there. So we finished that off, and eventually I went and bought it in the shop to get Pokemon Snap, did the run through, unlocked it all, and then March happened, and March was going to be my shiny hunting every dark type Pokemon. So I was basically trying to find something to fill that gap. So we finished the storyline, did all of the photos and everything, but didn't get all of the ratings, which was going to be the challenge, and haven't really gone back. But then the funniest thing was, mid-March, the game that had gone missing turned up. So I now have 2 copies of the new Pokemon Snap, which is great fun. So there's that side of it, which is fun. I'll be honest, it was fun to play it, but I haven't pre-ordered ZA yet. Part of me wants to see how everything works with all of the new downloads and stuff. I will get it day one, but it's whether I physically go to the shop, which is probably what I'll do. The only reason I did order it online is because I had a week left. It was raining every day, so I just didn't want to go out in the rain. That's going to be my honest reasoning. So I thought I'd just order it in the post, and after spending like 2 weeks talking to them about why they lost my parcel, they refunded me, and I went and bought it in the shop cheaper in the end, because I didn't have to pay for like the postage and packaging. So they refunded me and everything, but then it turned up, which was funny. But let's see if we can win this in one. As we say, we will go to the person doing Snap. The only reason I haven't pre-ordered it is because I don't know the official date. That's the only reason why I haven't. If I knew for a fact it was coming out 1st of October, I would probably pre-order it. I don't know where I'll be, what I'll be doing, or anything then. Like, am I going to continue doing daily sort of streams, or other things happening? It's difficult to really commit to something that far ahead if I'm only doing it streaming side. If I do end up finding some more full-time work, will I have time to play the game on the side? That's kind of where I'm at the moment. I personally, if I feel like it and they are going to go download only, I might just download it. I know I hate doing it, but again, we're a long way away from it. Because I'm going to get the Switch 2 copy, I feel like I'm not going to worry. I don't think there'll be enough sold out by the time I need to order it as well. If I was getting the Switch 1, I would be a bit more sort of preparing. But the only place I've seen that's really accepting pre-orders is like Amazon. I think I haven't seen it anywhere else. Like, if things are going smoothly, I might just go through the Nintendo store again. But GG and good luck. Oh, there he is. Boy from Belgium's back. We thought you had left. Oh yeah, there's Argos as well. I could look at Curry's, but again, it's one of those. I would probably go to my local Smith's Toys, if I'm honest, to get a game now. I can't believe how much they have. But I want to make sure the Switch 2 works comfortably as well before I commit to which one. Is that a shiny Glalie? No. Not the Sandcastle. We got a lot of ghosts this time. But no dancing lady, sadly. Not what we were hoping for. So that is 9 today. I feel like we've done okay. Like, of the bosses we've faced, we've beaten them all. It's getting to the bosses that caused us the problems, sadly. So that's going to probably be it for today. The plan will be to go and say hello to someone else. Let's see. We have a suggestion from Dragon, so why not say hello? They are playing Pokemon Snap, which we did play a bit. I probably actually don't want to go there. Let's see who is playing DAs. Right, we want to go to someone new, if I'm honest. Like, we went to play a lot yesterday. We don't want to go there today. Who else is doing DAs? I would go there, but that's a Cresselia one. No one wants to do Cresselia. Let's find someone more my age. Canadian streamer. Let's see. Someone's doing Tapus. That might be quite fun. Shall we go and say hello? I think we should. So, thank you to everyone who came in today. Hopefully, we'll get some more shinies tomorrow.